What's up, everybody? Gibby here, and I want to talk about relationships again, but this time I want to talk about hot women and average-looking guys. Like, if you go out to a bar, or if you're younger than that, every now and then you may notice that an extremely attractive woman is dating a guy who I would consider more of a, let's see, I'm trying to think of a celebrity here, maybe like a Zach Galifianakis kind of look, the guy from The Hangover, or just somewhere in general a little bit less attractive than they are. And I want to give you guys some advice on why that may be and what like the mental aspect of the woman thinking might be on that. Because this is, I mean, it's proven scientifically and in other ways, so that some hot women, what they like to do is, I don't even know if they know they do this, but when there's an extremely hot woman with an average looking guy, typically the guy, and this isn't true in all cases, but typically the guy will be more submissive to her and bend to her will. Basically, it's easier for the woman to manipulate the guy and get whatever she wants. So whether that's money, jewelry, shit like that, they have a lot easier of a chance of manipulating them in favor for themselves. And this isn't true in all cases. I'm not saying that it is. And the older you get, the less this does happen. But when you're in your like your 20s and such, and the hot girl, you may see her with an older guy, things like that, it's easier for them to, what I like to call, whipped. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard that. Oh, you're pussy whipped. Yeah, that's exactly the point. And it's a lot easier for a hot girl to do that. So my advice to you guys is, don't necessarily go after the hottest girl in the world, because you won't really be as satisfied when it comes down to it. When I was younger, I was always in good shape. I played college sports, so I naturally had to be in good shape. So I did attract some better looking girls, but the thing is that they didn't fulfill the relationship the way that you want it to. And what I mean by that is, when obviously I play video games, and is it a problem? No, but I like to do it. I like to relieve some stress by playing video games, and masturbating, but seriously, I like to relieve stress. I play video games for a couple hours a night and just unwind after a day of work. I've been with girls who, if they come over and I'm playing video games, if I don't get off immediately, our relationship is on the brink of termination. And that is no way to go through a relationship, because it's stressful and it doesn't allow you to do something that you want to do that helps you unwind, helps you relax, puts you in a good mood. And not everyone is down with that. So, and what I found is like the better looking the girl is, the bitchier they are. And the reason I personally believe this is true is because it's hard to describe, but they try to control you, and they think they can. So, but that's the thing, when you get a little bit older, you'll realize that these women, if you don't give them the time of day, you can actually benefit greatly out of that, because they're looking for someone that they can whip. But if you don't let them do that, they don't necessarily run away from it when you get like in your 20s. Some of them actually like that. They like the chase then, and then they'll even pursue you harder, which is extremely weird to think about, because it's the complete opposite of anything you've ever gone through in high school. So keep that in mind when, like, if that situation kind of comes up. Don't always give the girl the time of day. I mean, sometimes, like, you'll even notice girls are attracted to assholes. And that is 100% true until they hit about, I would say, 23. Once they start working and stuff like that, like in the real world after college and all that stuff, they start to realize that, hey, I probably shouldn't date the asshole, because they're the kind of guys who will cheat on me. And that is completely true in every single way. Girls like that when they're young, because they want to be rebellious. Maybe they have parental problems. They hate their mom and dad. I don't know, things like that. I don't know what goes on in a girl's mind, because it's like a jumbled fucking mess. But that is just like a main point, that when you get older, you'll start to realize that, hey, I'm probably going to be a lot happier with a girl who's not a 10 out of 10 on the hot scale. It's something that I realized when I was probably 23 or 24. I had this conversation with my dad the other day. I said, hey, Dad, I'm going to start like dating like normal, not super hot women, because it always ends in bad things. Like, either they cheat on me, or we just end up hating each other. And I mean, I personally pride myself in being a very good boyfriend. Do I always succeed? Absolutely not. But I'm not the kind of guy who's super jealous and anything like that. What I usually do, like if we just start dating and a girl gets a text messages, what do guys normally do? What do you do? Most people say, oh, who is that? But what they try to do is make it seem like it's not a big deal. Like, but deep down, what the guy is asking is that a guy texting you? And, like, should I be jealous? And that's exactly what, like, deep in every guy's mind, almost everyone thinks about that. And, I mean, I think about it too, but showing that self-restraint of asking and putting the trust in them will get you so much further than asking them, hey, who is that? Because they know as well as you know that all you're really trying to do is find out what's going on. Like, find out who that is and find some reason to be jealous. And that doesn't do any good for your relationship. If anything, it sets it back. But if you put the trust in the girl, I mean, worst case scenario, she cheats on you. But, I mean, best case scenario, and what usually happens is that they realize that you are a very trusting person, and it ends up coming full circle. They'll end up trusting you more, and your relationship will benefit both ways. So that's just some easy advice I have for dating. Don't necessarily date the hot women. So keep that in mind, because you won't be fulfilled. Odds are they may be bitchier, things like that. They may try to control you. And if you've ever heard the term pussy whipped, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So keep that in mind, you guys. I'm not saying date ogres or anything like that. I'm saying date whoever you want to, but make sure that they're good for you and that you're good for them. So hopefully that helps in some way. But as you can see, I'm playing some Modern Warfare 3 as usual, and I'm pretty happy about this game. Nothing super special. I never run high kill streaks because I don't really like to use kill streaks that leave my body. And by that I mean, like, a Predator missile, obviously you do that, but for the most part, I don't. I use the attack helicopter, I use the UAV, and the Predator missile. Because I like being able to run and capture objectives with my teammates. And as you can see, I went 36 and 15. I'm a big PTFO, or that's what I like to do. But anyways, guys, the video is getting close to wrapping up. I appreciate it again as usual, and hopefully I helped you out in some way. But other than that, you guys, have a great rest of the day.